So we got this Kenwood DNX 571 HD DVD player, navigation radio, and I'm gonna show you guys how to drop the panel on the 2012 Nissan 2012 to 2013 Nissan Rogue. First thing you want to do is remove this speaker cover or speaker grill by getting one of these panel pullers or pry bar tools. You can get them on my website, or you can get them at eBay, or you can even make your own. So you want to start at this corner right here, but you don't want to pull from the corner. You just want to get inside this corner, and then you just come around in a circular rotation till you get to about the middle. Then you start prying it up. If you pry it up from here, you're gonna break it. So you want to, again, go inside, come down slow, and when you hit the middle, you just do a little twist, pops right up. So then now you're gonna have 4 screws, 4 Phillips head screws that you need to access. My screwdriver is a little bit long, but it'll do. Ideally, you want to use a little stubby screwdriver. Preferably, I love to use hand tools because it's just safer to use hand tools than to use power tools to do stuff. And I like to take my time doing my stuff anyways. So, alright, so when you get out these 4 screws on the top after you remove the speaker grill, you want to take the same pry bar tool. So you want to go in the corner, right? So you're going to start at the bottom. You're just going to pop it a little bit, slide up, pop it. Careful not to dent the panel, leave any creases. It works better when you're using 2 hands. So you just pop it out, go on the other side, repeat the same process. Okay, once you get it out, you don't even have to remove the shifter or even bring the shifter down into gear. You can just slide it out the way like so. That. When you got that out the way, you want to unplug all the stuff so it doesn't scratch the panels. I have my hand on the camera, so that's why I didn't do it that way, just to show you guys how it's done. So you want to take your fingers now, right, and gently put your thumb on the panel. Put this finger right there and just give it a nice little push. Put your thumb on the panel, on the dashboard panel. I don't know what you call this part right here, but you get there, and you put your finger right there, and you just do a little wiggle until you pop it up. So now you have that up. You don't want to rip it out because there's some clips right here, some uneven clips that you don't want to end up breaking this panel. So you go right here and you wiggle it, and you can use your pry bar and just go up. Keep going up on this side till you see this little opening right here. You see that little slot. Then you go on the other side and you repeat it. This way you take out the panel evenly and you don't break clips out. So you just want to go like so. Just little gentle pushes until the panel comes out, and then you can feel it. Like, you feel that something else is holding it. So we have something holding it up on the top. So we want to continue to try to pry it open. I guess at this point you can basically use your hands. In this case, I have one hand on the camera and the other hand on the just taking the thing out. That's why it's a little bit complex for me. Let me put down the camera, and so I can use both hands just to pull this out. But you guys get the idea though. it's just clips. You remove the 4 screws on the top. You pry out this little panel right here from side to side. You pull this out a little bit, and then you just work your way to the top till the panel comes out. So I'm gonna stop the video and use both of my hands the correct way to remove the panel, and everything should be gravy. The radio out. It's all clips. It's just an outward motion, a reverse, or you might want to call it a forward motion. So everything, it just slides right out like that. But you need both hands in order to have a balanced grip on the panel to pull it out. This way you don't apply too much force on one side. You want to apply force evenly on the panel to prevent breaking any clips or the panel itself. So as you can see, it's just 4 screws that hold the radio in. I don't think I have to show you guys this, but you know, whatever. I get the focus on this. This is a horrible phone. The focus is real bad on this phone. That's why I bought this HD camera, but like I said, the charging system is at my house. I like these magnetic screwdrivers. Makes your job a little bit easy. And there's a trick. If your screwdriver is not magnetic, just bang it on metal and it becomes magnetic. See? Somewhat magnetic. That's good enough. Holla at your boy Precision Connections at precisionconnectionsauto.com. We're still doing push starts. I'm about to come in with a push start video for you guys. Coming real soon. Got a couple of videos to drop. I don't know what's up with the focus on this camera. I hate the focus on this camera. Alright, so the radio is out. So we have the antenna connector. We have a data connector. Another data connector, and I guess this is for the satellite, I'm thinking. And then we have the main harness right here. So the radio is out, so we want to put the radio in the back seat. All right, we're doing a navigation system. I normally recommend putting the antenna outside, but this customer insisted that I put it inside because he had a previous install from somewhere else and the antenna kept rotting, so he doesn't want the GPS antenna outside. So I'm going to put the GPS antenna on this right here, but from the inside though, so you don't see anything. So let's get started on the install. When you're installing a GPS navigation Bluetooth radio, you always want to install a microphone in the center of the windshield. The reason why is because if you install it in this corner right here, as soon as the customer opens the window, all that wind is going to hit the microphone, and the person on the other end of the telephone call is not going to be able to hear anything. So your best bet, so that your customer doesn't come back and complain and cry to you, or even if you're doing it for yourself and you don't want the people on the other end to be like, damn, that's a crappy radio you have, always install the microphone right in the middle between the rear view mirror. Now we route our microphone through the side pillar, then we zip tie everything neatly so that there's no wires hanging by the driver's foot. You don't want that. And then you can just route your wires neatly. Take this panel down so you can route your wires neatly. You don't have to take it down. You could use some kind of snake mechanism or apparatus, a better word to use. But I'm just going to take it down to show you guys how I wire my system. So there's a torque. I'm not sure what number this is. Maybe it's a T3 or something like that. Let me just try to get the focus on this right here. Alright. So you just want to turn. Like I said, I'm doing everything with hand tools. So I like to use hand tools. I like to take my time. I do my own thing. So once you got that down, everything is. The rest is just clips. You got to take this panel off, and that just pops right out. You can throw that up there. The rest are just clips, so you can, you know, snake your wires. So this is my harness going into the radio. This is my harness for the reverse and the brake wire that I didn't hook up yet. And this is my backup camera RCA signal wire. And that little wire that's dangling around with the yellow connector is my ground. This is the most important connection, is your ground. Especially on these Nissans where the harness doesn't provide ground, and if you don't connect the ground, it's going to drag ground from the antenna wire, and if it does that, you're going to experience very poor reception from the AM FM, especially the AM. So what you want to do is always ground this wire. You could ground it on the radio itself, or you want to ground it on a piece of metal, not on plastic. This is actually metal, so behind this little plastic, as you can see, there's a little bit of metal, a little silverish thing right there. It's metal. This is not a ground. This is a clip. So you always want to ground it on this somewhat aluminum mini chassis thing, or you can grab ground right in this corner right there where you see the aluminum. Alright, so let's get into the meat or the crust of the installation. Like I said previously, my customer doesn't want the GPS antenna outside. He insisted on me putting it inside. So customer's always right, so I put it in this location. I velcroed it to the speaker thing. Being that there's no speaker there, this is the perfect place to put the GPS antenna, right underneath the speaker housing thing, the speaker grill housing. This way, it's not in the way of anything. But the only downside of doing this is if the customer decides to put any metal on top of this, it's game over for GPS reception. I already let him know, and he was aware of that. He said he's not going to put anything up here. So I guess that's that. I ran my wires, I routed it through here. I made sure I didn't have any kinks in any of my wiring, so I perfectly looped it to prevent any kinks that would break the wire or short anything out. We're behind the radio right now, and I got my antenna connected. This is my antenna cable. Got my microphone, as you can see. I don't know if you could see. Let me just focus everything. I got my microphone in there. I got my rear view cam, R-dash or cam wire connected. I have my GPS wire connected. I have the main harness connected, and then I have my reverse wire and my parking brake wire harness connected. So the only thing that's left is to slap this bad boy in. The wires underneath this panel. Strapped everything up. Wired, zip tied everything. Got my RCA going up, as well as my microphone wire, which is right here in the center. I have the wire loop going all the way to the back, and I'm gonna take you guys to the back. So I ran my wire, the RCA, through here, in this little loop right here, through the boot, in through the boot, out of the boot, into the frame, and it's going all the way here. I caught my reverse light wire in this harness. I routed the camera, strapped it, And have the camera wire going through here, which outside the camera is mounted right there. So everything is now intact. All that's left is for me just to slap the radio in and, you know, fine tune everything with the settings, set the time and the date and everything, and have this customer on his here's way. The finished product. We got all the panels put back minus the rear panel in the back. So I don't need to start it. I'll just put it in accessory mode. Let me turn off the light. I think we have enough light coming in. And I'll just wait till it boots up a little bit. Once it boots up, I'll throw it in reverse and show you guys the backup camera. Throw it in reverse, and there's the backup camera showing the garage gates. I don't know if you guys can see it. Back in drive, and kids in drive, put in reverse. So that's your backup camera right there. So everything's in order, all the functions work, the AC and everything. I didn't unplug the AC, by the way. I just tucked it to the side. But everything works. Hazard lights, everything works. The vents, everything works. So again, I mounted the GPS antenna underneath the speaker grill because the customer didn't want it on the roof. I always mount all my antennas, my satellite antennas, my GPS antennas, I always mount them on the roof. But if a customer insists that I mount it inside the car, I'll just do it, you know, just to please the customer. The reason why he didn't want it installed on the roof is because of rotting issues. He didn't want the antenna to corrode, so he asked me to just install it inside. So I agreed. Alright, let's go outside and check the location of the backup camera. Alright, so I routed my wire through here, through the boot. Came in through the boot. Came in right here. That's my red wire. It's going into that. Got a panel installed. Camera. And that's basically it. And that's all, folks. I'll see you next time.